All right, SACAP students, I know your reading list is probably a mile long, so let's cut through the noise. We're going to break down the absolute must-know ideas from Peter Bluckert's Psychological Dimensions of Executive Coaching. This is the stuff you really need to get if you want to move from being a good coach to a truly great one.
So this is the big question Bluckert kicks things off with. We all learn the GROW model, right? We learn the frameworks, how to ask powerful questions, but what's that secret ingredient that takes a coach from just, competent to totally outstanding? What's the real difference maker?
And boom, here it is, right at the start. The answer isn't what you might think. Bluckert's core argument is that coaching excellence isn't about collecting more tools for your toolkit. It comes from something way, way deeper. It's less about what a coach has and much more about what a coach is.
To get beyond that good enough plateau, we have to learn to think psychologically. This is really the first major pillar of becoming a great coach. This brings us to a huge concept in the book, psychological mindedness. Now, this doesn't mean you need to be a therapist. It's about having a genuine, deep curiosity. So instead of just asking a client, okay, what's your action plan? You start to wonder, why is this particular goal so scary for you? You're digging for the meaning behind the problem, not just trying to solve this surface level issue. So, how does this psychologically mindedness actually look in a coaching session? Well, a super practical way to think about it is through Timothy Galloway's concept of the inner and outer game. This is the framework you'll use constantly. And this just lays it out so clearly. The outer game is all the visible stuff, right? The action plans, the KPIs, the business goals, it's the what. But the inner game, that's the client's internal world. We're talking about their fears, their self-limiting beliefs, their secret doubts. And Bluckert's big point is that 99% of the time, it's the inner game that's sabotaging any progress on the outer game. The book gives this perfect real-world example with the Signpost marketing case. These directors had top-notch facilitators. They created a brilliant, logical business plan, a flawless outer game strategy. But nothing happened. They were totally paralyzed. Why? Because nobody ever addressed their inner game, the deep-seated fears and anxieties they had about actually making their business bigger.
So this leads to a pretty crucial question. If your job is to help a client with their inner game, what's the most powerful tool you have to do that? Well, it's not a framework or a technique. It's you.
And this quote just nails it. Your effectiveness as a coach is actually limited by your own self-awareness. You simply can't take a client to a place in their inner world that you haven't been willing to go to yourself. At the end of the day, who you are as a person is infinitely more impactful than what you know as a technician. And look, Bluckert is really clear that developing yourself as the instrument takes actual work. It's not passive. It means things like getting your own coaching, maybe some personal therapy, engaging in supervision, going to workshops where you can explore your own blind spots. It's all about building your own psychological muscle so you can handle the weight of your client's inner worlds. Okay. Time for a major reality check. Even if you do all that work on yourself, not every single client who walks through your door is actually ready or able to be coached. And a huge part of being an outstanding coach is learning to spot who you can genuinely help.
Bluckert gives us this really simple but super useful framework. Your excellent clients, they're already flying high. Your job is to be a challenger who helps them soar even higher. Your average client might just be stuck in a rut. Your job is to open their eyes to what's possible. But you have to be wary of poor coachability. Is this person really here for development, or has their boss sent them as a last resort before they're let go? A great coach learns to tell the difference.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. So, let's say you're cramming for an exam or just want the highlights for your next class. Here are the 4 things you absolutely have to remember from Bluckert's work.
Number 1, think psychologically. Always be asking why underneath the what. Number 2, coach the inner game. That's where the magic really happens, where the lasting change occurs. 3, you are the instrument. Your own self-development is non-negotiable. And number 4, assess coachability. Be smart about where you invest your time and energy. So to wrap this up, I'll leave you with a question that brings this all right back to you. Because Bluckert's work isn't just a manual for fixing other people. It's really an invitation to look in the mirror. As you go on this journey, what part of your own inner game, your own fears, your own assumptions, is going to be the biggest hurdle for you to overcome?